December 26th. You're slumped on the sofa, stomach stuffed, buried in a graveyard of shredded gift wrap. We call it Boxing Day, but trust me, it has nothing to do with gloves or throwing punches. For pros like Steve Smith, it's time to shine on the field. But for the rest of us, it's a recovery phase after the Christmas storm, snacking on leftover ham and mentally prepping for the chaos of the sales. But behind the name is a history more complex than you'd think. It isn't just about the boxes your gifts came in. It's actually a deep-rooted social mechanism born in the UK. From medieval servants finally getting a day off to church, alms boxes for the poor, or even a sailor's spiritual insurance policy against the raging ocean. Let's unwrap these layers to see how our ancestors engineered the perfect reset button for our minds and lives. Imagine you're a 15th century servant. All Christmas Day you're sprinting, hauling massive turkeys and pouring wine for laughing bosses. You're exhausted, homesick, but you aren't allowed to stop. This is when social pressure hits its boiling point. Boxing Day didn't start out of pure kindness. It was a brilliant survival strategy. It's a social safety valve, a release mechanism designed to stop riots by letting the working class breathe, be themselves, and finally feel seen after a year of silent grind. On December 26th, masters handed out those famous wooden boxes. Inside, more than just coins or leftovers. They held a psychological power upgrade. Recognition. Historians call this a stability mechanism, a social equilibrium designed to keep the system balanced. When you give a lucky box, you're essentially buying loyalty for the next 12 months. It flips resentment into gratitude. It's an ancient HR hack that's still 100% relevant today. That's how the old world hit reset without the system breaking down. Ever felt that warm spark when giving a surprise gift? That's no coincidence. It's a phenomenon called helper's high, a sweet biological buzz. Our brains are actually addicted to giving because every time you do, your body releases a flood of oxytocin. Think of it as the body's natural glue, a hormone that slashes stress, cranks up trust, and bonds people together. Boxing Day, also known as St. Stephen's Day, was basically a massive lab for this hormone. Throughout the year, people would quietly drop coins into a clay box at church. Then, on December 26th, they'd smash it open. The money went to the community's poorest families. In religious terms, that's charity. But in biological terms, it's an oxytocin party. Sharing turns the anxiety of the poor into hope, and the wealth of the rich into pure fulfillment. It's an invisible thread tightening the community, helping our ancestors survive brutal winters through the power of kindness. Would you like me to translate the next section? Imagine you're a 16th century sailor. Ahead of you is the vast empty ocean. No GPS, no weather apps, just wood and wind. Back then, the sea was a literal monster, and your survival rate? It was shockingly low. To deal with this total uncertainty, humans created a psychological anchor, a mental stabilizer to keep from spiraling. On these seafaring ships, sailors kept a small box blessed by a priest. They treated it as their most sacred talisman. The rule was simple: the box stays sealed for the entire journey. If the ship was lucky enough to dock safely, that box was returned to the church and smashed open on the day after Christmas to help the poor. Science-wise, this wasn't just superstition. It was how our ancestors' brains managed paralyzing fear. By believing they held a spiritual insurance policy, their cortisol levels, the body's main stress hormone, would drop. This drop in stress kept sailors sharp and decisive when it mattered most, helping them navigate life or death storms. In those days, Boxing Day was the day they paid their premium with kindness. It's a powerful reminder: to receive safety, we must be willing to share it. Why are we shoving through crowded malls when our bodies are still screaming for a rest? The answer lies in a neurotransmitter coup happening right inside your brain. If Christmas is the domain of oxytocin, the hormone that makes you feel warm and bonded with family, then modern Boxing Day is dopamine's playground. Remember, dopamine isn't the hormone of satisfaction. It's the hormone of anticipation. When you spot a 70% off sign, your brain instantly triggers an ancient predator mode. That urge to grab the deal before someone else does? That's a massive dopamine rush. It's a fascinating psychological trade-off. We trade stillness for a shopping fever, trying to fill the void as the holidays wind down. Retailers know this better than anyone. They're not just selling products, they're selling you a hit of temporary euphoria. Modern Boxing Day is basically a chemical war, and your wallet is usually the first casualty. It's a brain feature, not a bug, but it definitely leaves your bank account feeling the pain. Today, Boxing Day has become a strange hybrid of shopping chaos and total stillness. In Australia, it's the crack of the cricket bat or a dramatic yacht race. But on a personal level, this is the day for recovery rituals. Why do we love snacking on leftovers and wearing pajamas all day? It's how the brain heals itself after the pressure of being perfect on Christmas. These quiet activities are actually a mechanism to lower your cortisol levels, the stress hormone, after a hectic holiday season. Modern Boxing Day is a reminder. After all the noise, we need a gap to recharge. It's not just about spending money. It's a day for your body and mind to finally let go. No pressure, no performance, just you and pure relaxation before stepping into the new year. So it turns out Boxing Day is about way more than just cardboard boxes or frantic sales. Whether you're out hunting for a steal or just lounging around picking at leftovers, remember? This is your body's way of recharging. It's a clever evolutionary hack to keep us from burning out after the high-pressure expectations of the holiday season. Don't feel guilty if you don't want to leave the house today. Science shows that stillness is exactly when your brain reorganizes memories and flushes out that excess cortisol. Boxing Day isn't a lazy day. It's a tactical recovery phase. So, what's your Boxing Day ritual? Are you a hardcore shopper or a champion napper? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to hit subscribe to dive deeper into the fascinating mysteries of the human body and mind. See you in the next one. And remember, rest isn't a waste. It's a feature that helps you survive and thrive.